asking, you were almost cast as Superman. Are you still a little pissed off that you didn't get that role?
I don't like to really dwell on stuff that didn't happen,
Well, that goes back to the
because,
death thing, right? Yeah. You got to have fun while you're doing it.
well, I mean, but it was also, if you really draw a line, that was how I met Zack Snyder
Yeah.
through that process. Zack loved True Blood.
Hmm.
And when I showed up on True Blood, he wanted to meet me. And so I couldn't do that movie, but
Yeah.
Zach came back around and called me and said, I want you to meet Ben Affleck. And that's how I met Ben, and that's how I got cast as Deathstroke in Ben's Batman movie. Was basically through the Zach vouched for me.
Yeah.
Vouched for me.
Yeah.
And so
That's
of course that movie didn't happen. But Zach and I have all kinds of fun stuff coming up. So we've got some fun projects that are in the works. So
I love it.
it was something that, we just because of circumstances in my contract at True Blood, there was just no way that situation was going to happen. So there's nothing for me to get pissed off about, because it's
Totally.
what can you do? You know what I mean? I was signed for 6 years on a TV show, and that was my job.
Yeah.
And but he never forgot, and so I have to really give him props for that, because as the years went on, we couldn't work together then, but he kept at it, and here we are, and now we've got some really, really cool, fun stuff on the way.
Is there anything you can tell us about what you got coming on the way with Zach? All right, we'll just have to keep watching.
So, courtesy of Drinks with Johnny, I will leave the link down below to the full interview with Joe Manganiello. Joe Manganiello is teasing he is back as Deathstroke. During this interview, he went over how and why Zack Snyder casted him as Deathstroke, aka Slade Wilson. He also went over the fact that he could have potentially been the DCEU Superman instead of Henry Cavill. That's very interesting. I don't think many people knew that, at least I didn't. So, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any videos. At the 100,000 subscribe mark, I will be giving away something that is so damn cool. So please check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Follow me over there. Also Instagram, at Warstu, if you want to know what I look like. If you want to check us out on there, we do stories all day long. Also check us out on the Facebook page, at Warstu. Right, let's get into this video. So, Joe Manganiello Deathstroke currently has a haircut that looks like the mohawk that we've seen in the Sweden Justice League movie. As we know, there's a rumor going around that Joe Manganiello was part of the reshoot, part of Zack Snyder's Justice League additional photography, but we never will get confirmation. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why they confirmed the Jared Leto Joker scenes. It's because it's leaked, and Zack Snyder went on multiple YouTube channels, Grace Randolph's Beyond the Trailer, and confirmed that Jared Leto is actually going to be part of the movie. So most people seem to think that Deathstroke is in the reshoot, the additional photography, whichever one you want to call it, as part of Darkseid's nightmare scene. We've seen the scene before, when Ben Affleck Batman is looking over Earth and you see the Omega beams, the Darkseid logo on the floor, and Earth is destroyed. As we know, Justice League 2 will be essentially Darkseid taking over Earth and essentially destroying everything. Zack Snyder has teased this many times, and you guys keep telling me there is no Justice League 2, so then why does Zachary Snyder himself keep teasing it? So, throughout this interview, he spoke about how he was cast as Slade Wilson Deathstroke to appear in the Batman movie that was not made with Ben Affleck. He spoke about how he couldn't actually do the additional role that he was talking to Zack to do, because obviously his True Blood contract. But obviously after that, Zack picked up with him and never forgot him, and casted him as Slade Wilson Deathstroke, which we've seen in some variation in the Joss Whedon Justice League. We'll call it that from now on. at the end of the movie where he breaks Lex Luthor out from prison, and then you essentially see him setting up the Legion of Doom in a post-credit scene. We don't know if Zack Snyder's version is going to do that. As we know, Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League will have up to 2.5 hours of new footage. But the emphasis on this interview was Ben Affleck's Batman movie didn't get made. He's directly telling you and confirming it to me. I mean, I've been telling you the Ben Affleck HBO Max show is coming with Joe Manganiello, Deathstroke, with Jared Leto's Joker, with Ben Affleck's Batman, and so on and so forth. And he literally tells you it when he says that he is working on projects, meaning plural, with Zack Snyder. Then people are like, yeah, but he didn't say Ben Affleck. He literally said he didn't get to do the Ben Affleck movie. He literally is winking you in the face. Obviously, there's NDA and non-disclosure agreements. And obviously, he says plural projects. As we know, he is working with Zack Snyder, or will be, on an animated project, which isn't really secret, but he's directly confirming the Ben Affleck HBO Max show that I keep talking about, and everyone keeps going, Warstu, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Well, you're going to find out soon that I'm not wrong, because the latest rumors are saying that during or after the, obviously, Justice League Snyder Cut, we're going to get confirmation either after that or during it or just before. So it is interesting that Ben Affleck is returning for additional photography. Zack Snyder has said how happy he was to jump back in that suit and instantly became Batman again. So he's coming back for that, and obviously Ben Affleck is also coming back for the Flash movie. They even actually changed part of the script, because originally Ben Affleck wasn't happy with part of the script, so they changed it for him. But wait a minute. Ben Affleck was never coming back. He was an alcoholic. His life was over. His life was ruined. And then he jumps at the chance to become Batman again. So we do know, unofficially, based on what Zack Snyder is saying, the Snyderverse is coming back, guys. So we will be having this HBO Max series at some point with Joe Manganiello Deathstroke. He's literally winking you in the face every time he's in an interview. Obviously, there's non-disclosure agreements, so he can't talk about it, but he's literally saying future projects with Zack Snyder. But why would Zack Snyder be involved? Because Zack Snyder, reportedly, is going to be the executive producer. He's going to work alongside Ben Affleck to obviously produce and direct this TV show, movie. So that is why it's future projects with Zack Snyder himself. So it is interesting how there's ample evidence out there. There's multiple, you know, reliable sources, you know, like the Cultured Nerd. It's been reporting about Ben Affleck returning way back before the Flash movie was confirmed, and additional photography and stuff was confirmed. So you got to watch out for these publications that are actually good and actually tell you factual information. Ben Affleck's back. Joe Manganiello Deathstroke is literally winking at you behind the camera. The myth that you can't be in Marvel and DC is kind of being squashed. How is that? Well, because Jared Leto is playing Morbius in the Sonyverse. He's also back as, you know, the Joker in the DCEU Snyderverse. He's also going to have new scenes and stuff that will come out in the David Ayer cut for the Suicide Squad when that comes out. And apparently he did actually do some reshoots, additional photography potentially for the Ayer cut alongside the actual Snyder cut, but no one actually knows that. But we've been told unofficially that potentially that could be true. So it's going to be fascinating to see when this Ben Affleck movie, TV show comes out, and then either you guys can say, Warstu, you are wrong, or Warstu, your info was cool. Either way, I'm cool. I'm pretty confident in from the information being told. The fact that he's winking behind the camera is literal confirmation. Future projects with Zack Snyder, and people are like, yeah, it's the Army of the Dead stuff. No, he's talking about like future projects and stuff that hasn't already happened at the moment. So like always, guys, let me know, who do you think is going to be the best variation of Deathstroke? As we know, we've had many variations. We've had obviously Manu Bennett's version on the Arrow TV show that was very good, and we had the version on Titans that wasn't so good. But I honestly think the Joe Manganiello version of Deathstroke is going to be absolute fire when we actually get to see it, because we only see a few moments in the Joss Whedon Justice League movie, and we haven't seen Zachary Snyder or Zack Snyder's variation of Deathstroke yet, and I honestly think he will be the best one. He's definitely got the best suit. The images they revealed a while ago, I think it was last week, of him in the black and white, you know, the mohawk looking, yeah, he just looks like the actual comic book adaptation ripped out of the page and put into a movie. So we're here at the channel, I'm a big Deathstroke fan. If you don't know me, Deathstroke is my favorite villain ever out of all the comic book universes. Obviously DC, Marvel, and all that kind of good stuff. So like always, guys, let me know, do you believe this Ben Affleck Batman movie is being made, or am I lying to you? Even though Jared Leto's coming back, And obviously, it's linked to the Robin scene. You know, the scene where it says I can't remember exactly what it says. You know, on the Robin suit, it teases that Joker and Harlequin was involved. We're essentially going to see some variation of what happened of that in the Justice League movie, essentially, and then the HBO Max series rumorly is going to focus on, you know, what turned Batman kind of dark and gritty and the death of his beloved son and all that kind of good stuff, and that's why Joker will appear. And obviously, we don't know where Deathstroke pulls in, but Deathstroke was supposed to be the villain of the original Batman movie. That famous writer J. Olivia said, you know, it's the best Batman movie ever. And then, you know, Jeff Johns comes out and says, yeah. There was a lot of things behind the scenes with Jeff Johns and obviously Ben Affleck, and that's the real reason of why he left the Batman role. It wasn't the reason why he was an alcoholic and like his life was going downhill. That was just a fabrication, guys. Because remember, he is still Batman. You know, he might have came out in a big interview and said, yeah, I'm no longer Batman, but he's Batman again now. So yes, we have Robert Pattinson's variation, which we here at the channel cannot wait to see. But we also want to see Batfleck again, because Batfleck is very good. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu, Twitter, WarstuG, and I will get you in another video very soon, guys. Catch ya later.